Okay, you're on.
Sustainability, a challenge to the current urban environment. There's a big environmental movement that is going on within the public, and it is starting to affect our social political decisions in some of the biggest world problems that we face. In Jacqueline Kirk's paper about this environmental movement, Jacqueline Kirk is a peer-reviewed writer. A multitude of people agree that more should be done to ward off the harmful things that are being done to the environment. However, an unnoticed pathogen flies under the radar, which are the current urban environments that we live in. These urban environments constantly pollute the nature that we live in and is a detriment to the physical and mental health. However, the big question is, what do we do about this? And what is the best solution to go about changing our environment? Julia Watson says that too often, when we are faced with a crisis, we build walls in defense, and these are all used to build a fortress against nature. And within this quote and the rest of Julia Watson's article contains a little hint to the key to all these solutions, to these problems. Becoming a sustainable environment, or making our urban environments more sustainable. There are a great number of benefits to making our urban environments more sustainable that come with the economy and the nature. And it is also the best way to fill our ethical duty to protect nature. Cities should become more sustainable because all urban environments are detrimental to the environment and the health of all people, have positive benefits, and it is the ethical right and duty of people to help protect and care for nature. And the best way to do that is with sustainable cities. The dead trees. Most cities are built on urban environments that are detrimental to the health of all things. For example, they lead to a loss of biodiversity within all of these cities. This is seen and elaborated on in Eric Bender's article called About Urban Evolution. In his article, he mentions how all the white-footed mice have evolved similarly and have developed similarly shaped skulls, and this is causing a loss of biodiversity within the white-footed mouse. And this is because all cities create an urban niche that is similar throughout all the cities in the world. For example, the urban niche in Tokyo is the same as the urban niche here in the United States, and in Tucson, and in Phoenix. However, because they're all the same, and because urban environments are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, this is causing all species to evolve similarly. Going back on that point, or about urban cities becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, as we are constantly expanding our cities, there is also habitat loss involved with these creatures, because we are trying to take up more of it. Even though urban environments have some plants, it is not enough for animals like the koala in this picture to thrive. As well, there are downsides for humanity because of the greenhouse gas emissions. Now, at first, greenhouse gases have been an issue for a long time, and many people might not be thinking, how does this affect humanity? It is because these greenhouse gases are very, very toxic for our lungs, and it makes it hard to breathe. As well, there was an unnoticed mental impact within urban environments. This is elaborated on by Joan Screed and Bengt Andersen, sociologists with PhDs from Norway, which talk about urban densification in Norway. In their article, they say that it, meaning the urban environment, can evoke emotions like insecurity, fear, anger, and sadness. This is because humans long to connect with nature, and we desire to be with nature. And this is elaborated on by Screed and Andersen in their article. However, we cannot connect with nature because we are constantly building up walls to prevent it. There are also benefits, which is why we should make our cities more sustainable. They have great economic benefits. Rob Rowland, a senior mechanical principal with 30 years of experience in sustainable engineering, mentions economic benefits that include reduced life cycle and operation costs. This is also elaborated on by the County of Sonoma, which they agree with Rowland. They say that durable materials last a long time and don't need to be replaced or maintained, saving and resulting in cheaper utility bills. This actually makes sense because the sustainable materials are meant to last longer instead of promote efficiency, which ends up being more economically sound because they end up lasting longer, which is costing less to replace them and constantly upgrade them. There are also positive environmental benefits. Some of these benefits are also talked about in Rowland's paper. First of all, there's energy and water efficiency. Because we are using less energy to try and keep our highly wasteful urban environments up, we're actually saving water and energy just by making the simple switch to become sustainable. Also, sustainability promotes conserving trash and recycling, which is reducing and reusing the amount you would normally use in every day. This results in less waste in the landfill and less that ends up in the ocean. There's also less pollution because sustainability also tries to become more in tune with the environment and sound with the environment, which means that there will be less waste in the water and in the air and the sea, which also helps human physical health because these toxic materials are not coming back to us. Finally, there's the ethical concern of why we should become sustainable urban environments. In Marcus Aurelius' book, The Meditations, he says, "You exist as part of a whole. You will disappear again in that which produced you." Now this raises an important concern because he's saying we are a part of nature and therefore it is our duty to protect nature. Now this may seem like a little strange on how this connects to sustainability, but because sustainability promotes an environment in which we are working with nature and trying to become a part of nature, we are therefore caring for nature, which is the part of the whole that we all belong to. Another ethical concern is raised in Aaron Leo's painting, Melbourne Dystopia. He talks about a future in which the greenhouse gas limit is so high and there is so much pollutants in the environment that people and even pets, as seen to my right, have started to wear hazmat suits. This may happen to our future generations if nothing is done to help protect the environment and become a sustainable city. However, there is a counterclaim raised to this. The counterclaim is that there's too much economic reliance on fossil fuels. Christian Schimpf's paper, which is a peer-reviewed paper, and Schimpf himself has done much research in fossil fuels, talks about how much people's trust in the fossil fuels has made the fossil fuel industry as powerful as it is, and that this trust within the fossil fuel company leads it to become have such a prominent role that it is. However, there are green fuels that are just as efficient. In Dan Misla's paper, he mentions how there are fuels that are just as green and more green and just as efficient as fossil fuels. However, because of the trust in the fossil fuel industry, people aren't giving these fuels a chance. And that is solution and conclusion. A big solution is to draw from ancient wisdom. And Julia Watson, in her TED Talk, says, "In our rush towards the future, we often forget about the past." And this is often true, as the past people had to survive and adapt with nature while not having the tools that we currently do today in the present. As seen in Madan, Iran, they build villages out of reefs, which are constantly regrowing, and in Kasi, India, they are also building vine bridges. However, with this solution comes an implication. It just takes too much time. First of all, our modern practices are developed to be as efficient as possible, building bridges as fast as possible. However, the ancient practices didn't have the luxury of time that we do. So a possible implication is by using past knowledge and wisdom is that we may have to consider the time it takes. Overall, the current urban environments need changes, and the best way to do that is with sustainable cities. Thank you very much.